I don't have anything for preamble today. It's Sunday, so we're going to jump right into the garbage that Kent Hovind decided to put on the internet today. Because that's customarily what we do around here. In this case, on his totally non existent YouTube channel, we have Ecclesiastes 9. We all die, so why try? Hovind's a poet and he didn't even know it. The guy's probably going to make that joke too. Let's do this.
Good morning, folks. Ken Hovind here in the crew at Dinosaur Adventure in lovely Lenox, Alabama. Was it 72 out there or something today? You folks up north, come on down. It's November the 16th, 2025. Today we'll be in Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Dead center in the Bible is the book of Psalms. You got Job, Psalms, Proverbs.
I just boosted Kent's end, so if you're catching this live and just tuning in, let me know if his audio is okay, because it seems a little quiet again. And I know a lot of people complain about that. And yes, I could turn my volume down, but, you know.
Ecclesiastes. See if you can find that. Solomon writing here. We all die, so why try? What is life worth it? We'll talk about that this morning. We're on a bunch of channels. Thank you, atheist.
No, according to your own logic, your own theology, it actually isn't worth bothering with. It seriously isn't. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. It is absolutely meaningless.
For working so hard to get us off of YouTube. Now, hundreds of people are posting my stuff on YouTube.
No, they're not. There's like 5 people who do that. Seriously, we would know if there were hundreds because a recent search for Kent Hovind would show a myriad of content, and instead it shows a couple of people who regularly upload random crap of yours, be it recent or old stuff, and mostly me.
YouTube for us. Thank you. Appreciate that. We don't do it, of course, but you can get us on Facebook.
We don't do it, of course. Yeah, my fucking ass. Let's just, let me just put this right here. Tap back just a bit.
My stuff on YouTube for us. Thank you. Appreciate that. We don't do it, of course, but
we don't do it, of course. Email us, call us, all the proper links. And of course, the fact, as we've shown many times, that this is a direct feed from their Restream account, because comments made in this YouTube chat will be replied to in streams. I know I'm beating a dead horse here. We all know this, but I just have to stress when he says this how full of shit he is.
You can get us on Facebook, on Rumble, on X, on our own app, kenhovind.tv, on Instagram, on TikTok. We need a few more on TikTok. Tell your friends to sign up just so we can get over 80,000. Okay, let's see.
But Kent, that's Chinese propaganda. You want people to sign up to the Chinese propaganda site because that's literally what you're asking. Oh, but it's okay because Trump likes it, or he doesn't like it. I don't know which one it is this week, but right now, the only thing I'm aware of him liking is the taste of Bill Clinton's dick, so, you know.
There are Noah's Ark as of, 2 weeks ago. Here it is as of 2 weeks.
And let me know if the audio balance is okay. Like I said, I boosted Kent, but I know he's quiet. I've nearly got myself up to max, so just let me know.
Weeks ago, he ziplined right into the 3rd floor, and there it is as of this morning, 20 minutes ago. Got to finish painting the siding and put windows in, and we'll be all set, okay? At least in part of it. There we go. If you're a carpenter or a plumber or an electrician, come down and help us out. Give us a week.
I'm all 3 of them if you need me to be. $20 is $20. I'll be whatever you want, except that.
You got a lot to do. This is the hard part. Joseph, I'd like to have the grand opening of the Ark on the 10th anniversary of us getting the property, April 16th. Okay. I think we can get it all done by then. It's going to have 7 apartments in one end. Nobody knows why they call them apartments when they're together. Anyway, they're...
You know, I'm sure there's actually a fascinating etymological origin to that. And I've never heard that joke before, and I'm not even being sarcastic. I've never heard that before. I can't hazard a guess. Look it up, Kent.
Forget it. Never mind. Okay. So you can come help us if you...
Oh, okay. I'll just forget it and never mind. I'm actually going to look that up now while he rambles. But hey, at least we're getting new photos of the Ark disaster. Hey, Kent, did Noah have those little, like, chairs we had back in kindergarten there? Did he have those?
We do sheetrock, painting, plumbing, electrical. We need a lot of work done on that. Okay. It was November the 16th. Ecclesiastes chapter 9.
I would just like to note, as I typed into Google Chrome taskbar or search bar, the query of why are apartments, I was going to go why are apartments called apartments, it popped up why are apartments so expensive, and I just want to be like, oh, the answer to that is simple. capitalism. Also, it hit me earlier today, and I'm going to go on a minor diatribe, but when Kent goes whining about the prison system being for profit, he does realize he's rallying against capitalism there, right? Because that's why the prison systems are what they are, is because it's a capitalist system.
Now, Joseph, come visit us for Thanksgiving. Come visit. We'll be.
All right, apartments are called apartments because the word derived from French apartment, I can't pronounce accent it properly, and the Italian appartamento, words meaning to separate or a separated place. That's what I was guessing, that it involved the fact that they are separated. So cool. And I knew it would be a Latin origin. Interesting that it's a French/Italian origin specifically.
Your family if you don't have one. I think it's. I got on my calendar the second. We're on the George Janko podcast. We got to fly to Los Angeles and be on there live. So tell all your friends if you follow that. He's got how many? 400,000? 400 million views a month. 400 million?
No, no, he's not going to have 400 million views a month. There is no fucking way. No. Well, a month, hypothetically.
Okay. All right. Sounds great. We'll be on there.
Actually, no, because that would still involve millions of views a day. So bullshit on that. Never mind. I forgot to carry the one.
Next, so we'll play a moldy oldie here on the channels. Let's get our tech guys to put something up. Join us for Christmas. We can be your family. Now, if you have welding skills or weird dreams at night and think of wild ideas to use.
I have welding skills and I have weird dreams at night, but I'm not going to use them for anything you're doing. And oh, look, Joseph must have heard my comments on the last setup they had that looked horrible because he changed it yet again.
A bunch of scrap metal. Make some. You can either loan them for our museum. We'll put them on display, and if you ever want them back, you can get them back. Or if you want to sell them to us, or if you want to put them on here on display for sale, people get to see them in the meantime.
Or you provide the metal, and I'll weld together, and the equipment, and ship it all to me, and I'll build whatever the hell you want.
A wrenchosaurus.
And by whatever the hell you want, I mean what I want.
A saw bladeosaurus. Yeah. Wow. There's a long walk from my house over to Genesis Baptist Church. We have 30 cabin spaces. I think I counted up 37. So
can't afford your welding skills, Michael, but he sure as hell can afford mine.
Anyway, we're going to add 7 more in the ark. So come on down.
Oh my god, I just realized it's been 22 years since I welded anything. That was in high school. That was so fun senior year. First and second period were just metals and then wood shop. So the first 2 hours of the day, I ran a non-zero chance of permanently injuring myself. And the worst I did was ruin one of those douchebag flame button-up shirts that were all cool back in the day, and I wore as those overshirt. Totally didn't look like a douchebag. I'd still totally wear one though. No, I wouldn't now, but I mean maybe. And set a rag on fire in class picture day. That was pretty cool.
There's our science center, our mechanic shop down there, our trampolines, lots of fun stuff for kids. Did your little boy try the circle swing here?
And did he survive?
No, he did. Yeah. How do you like it? 2 years old. Yeah. Kids, they love this kind of stuff. The giant swing. Did you do the giant swing off the?
I need to go back and double check what that little podcast is that they're talking about and look into it, because I should do a small piece calling bullshit on that.
Howard, brother. Come on, you're training for Navy SEAL. I mean, you could surely. I'm 72. I made it. I built the thing, and I jumped off of there a bunch of times. There's our zip lines. We have all kinds of fun stuff. Our tower with the zip line going right into Noah's Ark. Start there and end up 300 feet away. I measured it, Joseph. It's exactly 300. Yep, yeah. Crash right into the side.
Otaku, of course.
I mean, zip right into Noah's Ark. Okay. A lot of fun. Now you come in right there, crash into the pole. No, you don't hit anything. All right, come on down. Lots of 17 lakes and ponds for fishing, swimming, boating, 3 zip lines over the lake. Our Royal Flush Slide. Hey, today's National Fast Food Day. That's like the redneck that's hitting a deer, right? Is that fast food? National.
Reminder that there are young children in this audience.
Button Day. Look at that. I got buttons still.
I mean, I'm not saying it gives me Jonestown vibes, but it gives me Jonestown vibes. Very pathetic Jonestown vibes, but nonetheless.
I'm stylish today. Icelandic.
Reason it doesn't give me Waco vibes? The kids aren't all Kents. Thank non-existent God. Ugh.
Language Day. Whoa. Let's see. Golden Dog. That's the only language Icelandic I know. International Day for Tolerance. Yeah, you atheists, be nice to me today. Okay, tolerate me.
Fuck you.
Okay. Then today's Check Your Wipers Day. Okay, let's see. I got them.
I knew that kind of joke was coming. I was expecting straight up toilet paper, but okay.
Is that what they're talking about? No, okay. Have a party with your bear day. I don't know about that. National Slobber Day. Justin, that's for your dog. Your dog slobber is the worst I've ever seen, okay? World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims. Yeah, keep an eye on that one. Clarinet Day, National Black Marketer.
Did I tell ya? Otaku brings up National Fast Food Day. I got KFC today. Asked for 3 things of KFC sauce. The manager told the employee to throw in some more to be sure. I got 7. I didn't tell y'all. I know I told it before, but I'll tell it again. The story of when I bought my bass amp right here, and I really need to probably plug it in and play bass sometime soon. Maybe this week I'll get back to practicing. Anyway, so it was the far off space year of 2020, and the coronavirus was just reaching our shores. I think it was February 19th of 2020. Um, and so I go to Guitar Center, and I go on and decide I'm going to buy this thing. In After I make the purchase, I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry. So I'm gonna go to Arby's. There's an Arby's right there, right across from Guitar Center. So I go to Arby's. Now see, I'm insane. I like Arby's. Yes, it goes through me. Yes, my stomach pretty much hates me every time I eat it, but I enjoy the food. So I go there. Again, this is Memphis, so the fast food restaurant clientele is usually relatively urban youth. Par for the course. You think people would be used to it at this stage, but apparently some old white woman who probably voted against her own best interests was giving the dude at the register a hell of a time over something. Dude did not give a fuck. Right? So things get resolved enough. She goes on. I come up to order and I just give him that look of like, bruh, I know. Check on how he's doing today. Everything's cool. Place my order. When he brings it out, he's like, oops, I upgraded everything to a large. I'd done the medium stuff because I just bought like a $500 piece of music equipment. I was trying to save a little money. This is back when Yamato wasn't completely fucking broke. Oh, good times when I had the power to make irresponsible purchases. But hey, this amp is fucking amazing, and it's actually cheap for what you get. But it's Fender. Point is, dude, totally 100% broed me on that. Like I knew from the vibe, he had the same behavior mannerisms as a guy I used to work with at Walmart. Like they could have been, brothers. It was that identical kind of person. So I totally get the vibe, and I was just like, yes, I'm gonna eat bigger than normal. And I usually always have leftovers, so I took that shit on home with me. And let's just say, since I was off again the following day, um, I had a very fun time with those leftovers and the bass amp. And well, when I'm practicing, the whole neighborhood knew that I was practicing some good old Aussie licks from Blizzard of Oz because bass runs anyway. Because yeah, I cranked that baby up. I don't know if I wasn't still running a fever, I probably could have told that story better. But yeah, let's get back to Kent Hovind. There's your diatribe for the day.
Day, the height of Hakati.
He said height.
I don't know what that is. Doesn't matter. Okay, and Indiana Day. Let's see. Today's Louis Reel Day. He helped with the Canadians get the Métis people, an indigenous people from Canada.
Or even in shop class, if you don't set something on fire. Good point. I think that's a ritual. I did not injure myself in wood shop, and indeed, just to the side over there. So that thing is also like 23 years old. Is a case that was made straight out of old barn wood, big as hell, intended to be a guitar case. So get like custom foam in there or something. didn't quite come out right for that. So it's just kind of been this heavy ass thing I've lugged around for the past 23 years, made out of like century-old barnwood. The thing is just absolutely fucking badass, and the fact that it just fucking exists. Ended up running across the friend who helped me make it on Facebook like a couple of years ago. Adam, I'm like, catching up with him. I'm like, by the way, remember that guitar case we made? I still got it. Send him a picture. He's like, holy shit, dude. It was fucking great. Fucking great. So yeah.
Get their province all straightened out, get them to be accepted. There's intermarriage between the European and fur traders, primarily French, très bien, monsieur, je m'appelle Hovind, and Scottish and English, the First Nations women. So anyway, this is Oklahoma became the 46th state today. Also, this is the date, we got the date right now, 1940, when the Warsaw Ghetto was sealed off. They locked 460,000 Jews into 1.3 square miles and kept them there. 300,000 died with Hitler because of his stupid belief in evolution. We're going to...
No, because of the nature of authoritarian hellscapes and people's already latent racism. Latent and blatant in this case, both ways. Racism that existed long before the theory of evolution was ever conceived of. And once again, Kent, they actively spoke out against and acted against Darwin and other quote-unquote evolutionists. It's weird that you say he believed his theory, whatever the hell that actually entails, when in this context, when the man also, that was the Origin of Species was one of the books that was burned. He was a Catholic creationist, Kent. His opinions shifted as time went on because Hitler went completely fucking mental over the course of the war. More than he already was. But yeah, you screaming it louder doesn't make it true, old man.
Spend the rest of my life fighting that dumb religion. It's a religion that motivated Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini to all...
No, it didn't. And Stalin, many of the deaths attributed to Stalin that weren't the mass number of Nazis he took out. The famines that were the root of a lot of the deaths in the Soviet Union during Stalin's reign were due to Lysenkoism, where they applied very stupidly socialist principles, communist principles to the plants. And instead of following what we understood of crop rotations and the particular ways you do things to ensure healthy yields, they instead were like plant them close together, and the others will be strong, like the ones that they'll look up to the stronger plants. And it's like, what the fuck? No, the strong one's just going to take all the resources. So most of your crop you plant is going to die. So you get less of a yield. It's like, don't do this. And they fucking did it anyway. Because Lysenko was fucking insane. And Stalin was kind of fucking insane. But that's complicated for you, Kent. I mean, if you asked who Lysenko was, Kent probably wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Do what they did. They're the superior race. Kill everybody else. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, okay?
Blah, 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 same old shit. I think he does this shit now just to try to get my shit demonetized. I'm not even kidding. I think he's serious. If he was smart enough, that's what he'd do. But so far, I haven't had any issues since DVD 5. I'm kind of pissed that got limited ads, but whatever.
My video number 5 for more on that. Okay. If you're coming from Dallas, I got one guy coming now bringing some stuff. We got a whole load of donations, tools and miscellaneous fossils that come in this way. Please call, let me know. There's some of the...
Please be somebody who's just gonna steal them. Oh, please. That'd be glorious.
Fossils and stuff like that. Help us to open for free. Join our 777 Club. Almost a little over 9.5 years now, open for free because people submit. I don't know what our food bill is. Anybody know? Cheryl, do you know how much we spend every month on food? A bunch. Feed about 3,000 meals a month. Also,
when is Hovind not being an ass to somebody indigenous somewhere on the world? And Viking Dad, welcome. Yep, you are here live.
Anyway, come on down. Electric bill's about 4,000 a month. So anyway, come help us out if you would. Let's see. I want to go to slide number 612. Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Death comes to all. This is Solomon writing. Remember, this whole book is Solomon writing his view under the sun. In other words, this is man's view of the world as if there were no
Yeah, I mean, lead makes up like 20% of Kent's biomass at this stage.
God. Keep in mind, at the end of the book, he's going to say, listen, now, none of what I said is really true. I mean, it's true. It's true. This is the way man sees it, but it's not true.
Eugenics, animal husbandry applied to humans, predates the theory of evolution by millennia, from the ever lovely Rosina. I had never thought about it. I never heard it described as, or come with the correlation of animal husbandry applied to humans. That is totally the apt descriptor of it. Holy shit.
It's not the way it is because God sees it differently. Okay. For all this, I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of God. That God's got it under control.
Does he really now?
No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them. I got curious about what is he saying here, and there's lots of commentaries. If you ever want to know what,
Yeah, and those are all people adding to the word of God. But hey, at least Dino Lamp is turned on. Also, I noticed from older videos they turned Dino Lamp around. So I guess when they took it down and put it on the bookcase, when they put it back up, they just picked it up, turned over, and went. And because of that motion it had rotated 180 degrees.
does the Bible mean on something? There's 1,000 people out there giving their comments. Of course, they can't all be right, but you probably get some kind of idea of what the truth is by reading some commentaries.
Oh, now we already have a drinking game. It's whenever I accidentally keep myself muted or go like off stuff where when I should be muted I'm not, and vice versa. That's the drinking game we already have. Yeah, there's Otaku bringing up when I mute myself. So
Guy said, the phrase, no man knoweth either love or hatred, can be interpreted in multiple ways. It may refer to the uncertainty of God's judgment on a person's deeds after death. We're not sure how we're going to be judged. You know, some people do good things for the wrong motive. Yeah, how's God's going to see the motive?
Look, I'm pretty sure if you drop me inside of the giant mecha, it's gonna say, "Cast in the name of God, ye not guilty." Name that anime.
Motive too. Okay, it may refer to uncertainty, as Paul notes that only the Lord can judge the motives of the heart. It may also refer to the unpredictability of human reactions, where good deeds can be met with hatred and evil. I was in Walmart.
Yeah, Tubian, you can't do shit with some of these people. You can't. Anything you say, they're just gonna pull that number. I don't even know what you call it. Probably because I'm fucking tired. But they'll do that. And Kent's about to tell a Walmart story. Everyone listen up.
What, 2 months ago, this lady's got a kid, about 2 or 3-year-old kid in
Because he got banned.
in a cart pushing around getting groceries. I said, oh, what aisle are the kids on? I was joking. Okay. She took it wrong, and she heard some rumors that we got pedophiles out here and we're trying to buy kids at Walmart. That's still going around the internet, Joseph.
Not quite, Kent. It's more of people find the jokes fucking creepy and distasteful. Especially when that's all you've got. Again, to make up for your lack of charisma.
Idiots. No, we don't. There's no pedophiles here. If there are me in the Swiss Army, we'll fix them. Okay? No problem. Let's see. Death comes to all. He said, I considered in my heart that everything's in the hand of God. Okay. Ecclesia, this guy, to be like Christ.
Yep. It's big O. Yo, I didn't realize. Like, I feel like I knew this back in the day, but had forgotten. Big O had its first season, and when the 3 foreign Megadeus come onto the shoreline, that's when the first season ends. And the whole second season got produced specifically because it had such popularity in the United States. It's fucking mental. And I'm going to be quite honest, I still don't totally get what that anime is about. Its story or anything. And that is like in the best of ways, I still don't totally understand. Because it seems like when it ends, it starts over again. So it's one of those cyclic things, almost like a stage play kind of thing. Remember, I'm the guy who can make sense of Evangelion. At least the original Evangelion. I ain't bothered watching the reboots and all that jazz. Even though I really should. Just make me one for the original. And of course, my ex could not handle it. Her religious background had eventually got too wild for her. And I'm like, and this was by like episode 16. I'm like, okay, I mean, if this is too much for you, you ain't going to make sense of the ending. Oh man, I could talk classic anime for a while.
I don't know who he is, Megan and Luke Taylor. Never met him, never heard of him before this morning or yesterday, last night, 3 in the morning when I was working on this. He did a great commentary on each of the chapters. He summarized each chapter in the book of Ecclesiastes. There's chapter 1. He said, we create free Bible study resources and notes to help people understand the Bible better. Our education resources are designed with beginner Bible students in mind. I like that. Thank you. Call us, Megan or Mike, sometime, or Luke, and like to talk to you about your ministry, help promote it. Anyway,
Oh, snap. Rosina said, cast in the name of God is what I have engraved on all my Apple products that have free engraving. That is fucking awesome. Oh, that is boss. Oh, man. If you can get a photo of some of that, I just want to see sometime. Just whenever. You don't have to rush, you know. What was I going to say? Oh, completely unrelated note, but I was thinking about this as well. Some of the awesome people on my Discord commented that I should, with my name should be changed, like my actual name. If I was to change it to something, that might be cool, since it's so phonetically similar. And I thought about it today out of the blue, and I'm like, you know what? If I write my name in runic, I could actually have that be the runic used, since the pronunciations are near identical. Get away with it in the same way D and T sounds are the same, are roughly the same in Korean. There's a subtle difference between the two. Um, it's just a hypothetical. I'm just thinking out loud here, padding the time for us having to listen to Hovind's garbage. But yeah, I might after this work on that, because the funny thing about English is it was never intended. The original languages that would become English were never intended to be written in Latin script. That's what Runic was developed for. And then we just kind of adopted the Latin alphabet, and that's all she wrote. English apparently is a lot easier to write, and well, a lot of it is actually easier to write and makes more sense in Runic, but yeah, I don't know. That's what I heard from someone who specializes in that kind of crap. And that's as far as the Runic thing goes. Don't anybody start thinking anything. I know what some of you are thinking. Nope. That's for Hovind's camp, not mine.
Solomon declares life on earth is vanity. This is in chapter 1. Earthly pursuits are largely meaningless. Men are born and men die in the endless cycle of the earth spinning. History is forgotten and repeated generation after generation. So we did a commentary on chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, all the way down, chapter 9. Okay, here we are. Here's one run. Here's his commentary, and I liked it. Solomon was frustrated by the seeming
Yeah, that Swiss Army comment was weird.
randomness of life's events. It wasn't clear to him why God allowed similar events to befall the righteous and the wicked. At the end of the chapter, he described the value of wisdom.
Oh god, Viking Dad, why'd you have to bring it up? I was ignoring it for a while, and now I'm staring right at the nussy. Ugh. It's the only thing he and Trump have going on, aside from being total pieces of shit, is the nussy.
A story about a poor wise man who saved a small city. We'll get there in a second. Here we go. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, to the unclean, to him that sacrificeth not. As to the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth as he that feareth an oath. They said there's one event. We go to verse 3. There's an evil among all things that are done under the sun. There is one event that happeneth unto all. That one event unto all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil and madness. Madness is in their heart while they live. And after that,
Rogue Rainbow, yeah, I'm gonna need to brush up, but I mean, if someone wants a quick synopsis on my comprehension of what the original is actually going on and what the original Evangelion is even about, like when it gets off the rails at the end, let me know. Oh man, and it I had forgotten that it was done on like a really tight budget, and then like a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking about it for some reason, and it hit me. That's why there's all those long static shots that don't go anywhere. Like the entire like 5 minutes where Misato and Kaji, it was his name, are enjoying each other's company, and a lot of dialogue goes, and it's boring as hell. I realized, oh, that wasn't just an artistic thing. That was actually because they were saving money. That's 5 minutes they didn't have to do any complex animation on. Elevator scenes where they're barely talking, the long, pan shots where they already got to draw the background. So, paint it, make it look pretty, and then just focus on it for a while and save the budget for the action scenes. Beautiful piece of work. And like it's weird because I feel like there's the modern memes about it making no sense and about it just being terrible, and I'm just like this generational gap between the OG anime fans and then those who seem to have come around after it became ubiquitous. It's a whole other world. Never thought I'd be talking this much about anime, but here we are.
They go to the dead. For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Keep in mind, this is
To begin with, you know damn well if Kent got wind of an atheist saying, "What aisle are the kids?" he'd say, "You see, they're pedophiles." Hovind. Can you make sense of Code Geass? No, because I haven't seen it all. That's at the point where I was already losing interest in anime. And Code Geass was cool, but I just kind of watched it as a matter of it was something on. Death Note I paid attention to. Code Geass, not so much. Something about British people are gross and women masturbate with desks. That's mostly what I got out of it. Sounds about right.
Solomon giving his perspective under the sun. Again, he talks about this one event. That phrase mentioned three times in the
Jed, and if you haven't checked Rochester Swift's comments that I've been putting up on the screen, definitely go and check them out in the chat. And as you rewatch this video, because I know everyone's going to rewatch it, you're obligated now to rewatch it, or else. Stalin's atrocities are grossly overstated, although the socialism in one country nonsense was a terrible idea. Post-World War II Soviet support for colonies that needed sovereignty was a good thing.
book, all of them in the book of Ecclesiastes, back in chapter 2. There's one event happens to everybody, one event to the righteous. One, he's talking about everybody dies. So what's the purpose of life? Why? Oh, hang in there. He's coming, okay? For the
42.
living know that they shall die. We know it, but the dead know not anything. I know some living that don't know anything either, okay? Neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. So Solomon said the dead don't know anything. Is that true? This is some kind of party game, I guess. Is that true? I wanted to get the title on there. I don't care what the book party's about. Okay, let's see. Jehovah's Witness, Kingdom Hall. Okay, here's their website, jw.org.
Oh boy, here we go. He's going after them there Jehovah's Witnesses. Before we get into him and saying shit about them, Rochester Swift adds in the never-ending bitch test from idiots like Hovind equating Hitler and Stalin as such a moldy bit of stupidity. It's just pathetic. Truly pathetic.
Jehovah's false witnesses. Where do we go when we die? Jehovah knows what happened to us when we die, and he has told us that when a person dies, his life ends. Death is the opposite of life. When someone dies, his feelings and memories do not keep on living somewhere else. When we die, we can't see, we can't hear, we can't think anymore. King Solomon wrote that the dead know nothing at all. The dead cannot love or hate. There is no work, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave. Ecclesiastes 9, 5, and 6. Listen, Jehovah's Witnesses. You're missing you're building a whole doctrine that your church.
Yeah, that's the thing with Evangelion. It's not a terrible anime at all. It's an artistic acid trip. And the way maybe it spoke out to me, since part of the inspiration for it is the feeling of depression, and especially being a 13, 14-year-old watching it. So being the age of the protagonist characters, it worked. It hit all the right spots. I couldn't understand the overtones of the overtones um of of a lot of it. I wasn't mature enough yet. Just didn't have enough stuff to really get some of the complexities. But man, that characterization and the chaos of it, the way it dived into the mind, kind of worked. It felt right. And I think that's what a lot of us potentially felt watching it, depending on age range. A lot of my friends liked it too. I mean, I didn't really know anybody in the anime scene who didn't hold it in high regard, so we were all pretty good. We were pretty cool with it. Felt it was a bit butchered on TV, but what can you do?
Believes on something Solomon said in Ecclesiastes, which he said it's true, but it's not true what he said. You don't get it. Atheism. I just Googled what religions teach there is no afterlife. This is an AI generated. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Here's what it said. What religions teach atheism? Teach there is no afterlife. Atheism is the primary belief system that teaches there's no afterlife.
Notice that it stressed belief system and not religion. A religion can be a belief system, but a belief system is not necessarily a religion.
Who'd have thunk it? Atheists generally believe that upon death, people simply cease to exist. You guys are just like Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, you ought to go join their church.
Oh yes, except for every other doctrinal problem that we would naturally have with the Jehovah's Witnesses, given that their fundamental basis is the same as yours. The claim that some book, compilation of books, is somehow an accurate descriptor of reality as opposed to the reality we actually see. It's really what it boils down to. So, no, Kent.
Viewing the end of life as a lights on, lights off event with no continuation of consciousness or existence. This perspective contrasts with many other religions that posit some form of afterlife, whether through reincarnation, paradise, or judgment. That's an AI answer. So, you atheists, congratulations. AI thinks you have a belief. You have to believe there's no God. You have a religion. I said, what religions teach there's no afterlife? Oh, atheism. I've said it for years. It's a religious belief. You cannot know there's no God. Anyway, Solomon said the dead know not anything. Is that true? It's true. He said it.
That had to be a mind trip, Otaku.
But it was not true what he said. He's giving man's view of the world under.
If you haven't seen it, and mainly I had watched the OVA, but I think there was some additional content that was pretty good. But we're talking about Vampire Hunter D. Vampire made me think it up. Vampire Princess Miyu, I absolutely adore. I love that particular kind of tragic story that is never really touched on in anything Western in the same way. At least it wasn't for the longest, I should say. And if it is now, I don't fucking care. Works so well with Vampire Princess Miyu.
The sun.
And the music was just superb.
See, in 2 Peter, Peter warned us, knowing this first, and no prophecy of the scriptures of any private interpretation. Don't take one verse by itself and make a whole doctrine out of it like Jehovah's Witnesses do, okay? The prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but by the holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost. See, we have Jesus' testimony in Luke 16. There was.
I just love the juxtaposition of us chatting about anime. And, while we're watching Kent Hovind ramble on like the idiot he is who believes insanity. You don't get this anywhere else on the YouTube. Oh, what am I doing with my life? Entertaining y'all, so let's say that's worthwhile.
This is not a parable. This is a true story. Jesus telling the story. There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day, had good food all the time. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus. No names are given in any of the other parables. This is a true story. This is not a parable, okay?
Oh, God. Y'all want to talk about AI being reliable? Okay. So, y'all know I've been playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night randomizers for the past couple of months now. And I was doing a preset that involved killing all bosses, getting all the Vlad relics, So, kill every boss character in the enemy in the castle, and get all of the equipment normally needed to end the game. I was like, hang on a second, I'm missing a boss. I looked in a list, looked at the maps, and was like, who am I missing? And instead of, since I was already on a chat GPT window for other things, I fired up another chat and was like, what are the bosses in Symphony of the Night? And it gave me the worst fucking list. I should do a whole damn video dedicated to that because it's just like, oh my god, it couldn't just scan a fan wiki. It came up with like death as an optional boss. Galamoth as one of the ones you had to fight. I think it came up with something completely random from another game. It's just like, what the fuck is this thing talking about? And then eventually I realized it was, as the community calls it, fake friends. Because you play as Alucard in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and that was one of the characters you could play as in Castlevania 3 on Famicom / Nintendo Entertainment System. And so in the Reverse Castle, in the Reverse Coliseum, you fight fake friends, fake Trevor, Grant, and Sypha. It's a fun little Easter egg for those who know Castlevania lore. There's a lot of little Easter eggs in Symphony of the Night like that. And it was funny because I'm sitting here having it, doing like deep dives on this, that, and the other, and it's just we're spot on. The information's good. I'm having to do complex math or generate some simple code for me, and it checks. And then I ask it something that should be trivial, and it's like, "Oh yeah, you got to take out Beelzebub." It's like, no, I don't. He's completely optional. What are you talking about? You're fucking mental. It was hilarious. I'm probably gonna do a dedicated video on that just for the fun. But let's continue.
which is laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. Another name. Okay. This is a true story. Now,
God damn it. I've heard the separate stomach for cake and ice cream line, but I cannot remember what it was. And Bloodstained, I swear, I think I have that on like Xbox or something maybe. I'm not sure. So I really should give it a go. I'll figure it out. And Rosina has tried. I knew you would. I knew you would. So I didn't even say I should try it. Just couldn't get Gemini, ChatGPT, or even Grok to call atheism a religion. So yeah, don't know what he did or what he got.
see, this is before Jesus died on the cross. So people did not go to heaven.
Well, I would imagine so, since he's talking. Oh wait, I forgot. He got to be, zombie lich, whatever, going around talking to people, even though he was dead. But he wasn't dead. He was undead.
And they went to
Does that mean if I use an elixir on him or hit him with a phoenix down, he dies for real? Just throw a bird feather on Jesus and he dies. Y'all know that's what it is, right? In Final Fantasy games, like I would imagine by now we've all learned that. But that Phoenix Down, we always thought it was a weird name. Then it clicked with us. Oh, down meaning like down pillow. Oh, feather. It's a phoenix feather. That's what it is. And then later games would actually have the feather graphic and stuff. So I guess it's kind of, we all should know it. But yeah, it was weird as a teenager not realizing that, man. We made fun of that name, just thought it was weird. Now I want to play Final Fantasy VII again.
Abraham's bosom. See, before the flood came, before the crucifixion, people would sacrifice animals like Adam and Eve, or, all the people sacrificed
They sacrificed animals like Adam and Eve. Come on, Eve. Come on, Adam. It's time for you to go. Where are we going? To the altar, motherfucker. No.
It covered their sins. So they did not go to heaven. They went to Abraham's bosom, called paradise. Jesus told the thief on the cross, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." After he died on the cross, he apparently went down, preached to the saints in hell. See, there's two sides to hell, the good side and the bad side. I'll show you right here in Luke.
There's two sides to hell, the good side and the bad side. Is everyone taking notes?
So now to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. If you die today as a Christian, you go straight to heaven because your sins are cleansed. Before this, they were just covered by the blood of animals. That's another story. Okay. So the beggar died, carried to Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell,
I've been meaning for 20 years to play Final Fantasy 12 and still haven't. And I got a copy of it back when I was buying games en masse and never got around to playing it. Not gonna lie, I have a feeling my PlayStation 2 days are kind of over. System's hanging out behind me, but obviously ain't hooked it up while I'm here. This was supposed to be a temporary thing. 3 years later.
He lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. So Jesus is telling an actual factual story. This happened, okay? And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. What a dumb prayer. I'd say, man, send over a fire truck full of water. No, just to dip your finger in.
Showing Ken Hovind's absolute juvenile understanding of anything. I would imagine for my audience this won't come as a shock, but it would for most of Kent's audience, who are probably the same kind of people who think chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Fire trucks don't hold water. They contain plumbing and equipment to manage a water flow from a municipal source. I can imagine water carrying and chemical carrying variants exist, like on airports, for example. But any random old fire engine coming, the classic thing you think of with the hoses on it and the hook and ladder assembly and all that jazz, they don't carry water, bro. They hook up to the fire hydrant. That's why they're there. Okay? Maybe in Redneckville, you got some from, the fucking 1800s that got a tank on them. I don't know, dude.
That's going to last long. What an idiot. Okay. I'm tormented in this flame. So hold it. Well, and Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in
That poor kid. God damn it.
thy lifetime receivest good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he's comforted, and thou art tormented. And beside this, between us and you,
And yet somehow Final Fantasy VIII remains my personal favorite. I don't even know why. I don't even know what I like about the game so much, but I just do.
there's a great gulf fixed, so that no, they which would pass from hence to you.
I mean, I know what I like about Final Fantasy VIII, but I don't know why that just makes it my favorite out of them. Because, like, 7 is generally more fun to play. I don't know. I mean, I love 6, don't get me wrong. I think 6 is the best of them.
Cannot, neither can they pass to us which would come from thence. And he said, I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou would send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they come to this place of torment. Go back and warn them about hell. And Abraham said, They have Moses and the prophets. Let them hear them. And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went from the dead, they will repent. And he said, If they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead. And you atheists, you will not be persuaded.
If you go back to early PlayStation 2 related media, it brings up Final Fantasy X, since it was in development at the time of the PlayStation 2's development to launch. Or this may have been just a little after the Japanese launch. I forget exactly the timeline. But one of the things about Final Fantasy X was it was actually you were supposed to connect your PlayStation to the internet and it would download the maps and stuff. For some reason, they thought that was a cool idea to do, and instead they just put it on the game, like the little mini map that shows where you are. Yeah, that I remember distinctly seeing that was going to be something that was pulled from the internet. And I guess they realized very quickly that one, you sold a system without network access from the get go. You need a separate adapter. Uh, so that limits your reach. And two, that's presuming someone's got an always on internet connection, which still wasn't very prevalent in the US. Japan and major urban centers like Tokyo, different story. Kyoto, Hokkaido, you need the phone book to Hokkaido, Japan. You're not going to get busy signals because everybody's on their dial-up network connections on their Windows 98 machines. They're using broadband networking, and it is a local call.
Look at all the evidence that Jesus rose from the dead. It still doesn't persuade you. I know you don't want to believe in God because you like the lifestyle of freedom from God's rules. I understand.
No, Kent. If I wanted freedom, I would become a Christian so that everything would be automatically forgiven and I could literally get away with murder. Instead, I live a life being held accountable to the standards of fellow humans, which thankfully, for the most part, aren't completely morally bankrupt, especially given that I choose to stick around people who are decent, contributing members of society, as best I can tell, and will, after exercising great patience, call out scumbags as what they are.
Here's what we learned. The rich man and Lazarus could see each other, talk to each other. They could remember each other. You know, in hell, you're going to have your memory. We'll see and talk. The rich man could feel the pain. He could feel concern for his brothers. He could remember that he had done wrong. Yeah. In hell, the atheist
But, you know, talking about Hovind and the fire trucks and stuff, the man also lived in Pensacola, a developed area of Pensacola. It ain't like he was on the outskirts. 29 Cummings Road, I think, yeah. He had fire hydrants there. He knows how this shit works. He's just fucking stupid.
be forced to watch and
I should know.
listen to my creation seminar series over and over.
Yeah, that would be fucking hell. Because you're an insufferable prick.
Might want to get saved just to avoid that, don't you? Yes. Can't you see AJ down there? Oh, brother, I'm going to watch this again. Okay. They could have and should have.
Oh no, man. We'd probably just be ripping into it so goddamn much. It's not even funny. I mean, at a point, we would have it broken down like a goddamn speedrunner.
Believed the Bible, repented, and accepted Christ. So it's true that Solomon said that. And God had it accurately recorded in his word, preserved flawlessly, okay? But what he said was not true. This was his view under the sun. See, the Bible accurately records the words of Satan. It's true, Satan said it, but what he said was not true. It's the words of many sinners are accurately recorded in the Bible.
You know, we're all forgetting the best, the true best Final Fantasy of all, which is Chrono Trigger.
Job's friends, 38 chapters of them. Solomon's view of life without God. Anyway, verse 7. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart, for God now accepteth thy works.
Merry Heart? I never did watch that show.
Thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. Solomon's saying, look, you're going to die. Just enjoy life, okay? Live joyfully with the wife.
Oh, yeah. Eyes on Me. That song. That song hits me in the right spot. I feel emotions with Eyes on Me. That is a... I don't know. Maybe it's just part of what I love about it. Maybe I got the characters. I don't know. 8 was just something else.
Whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun. All the days of thy vanity, for that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou hast taken under the sun. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Pick something you like to do and do it the best you can. You like race cars? Well, then get the fastest one, okay? There is no work nor...
Good point, Zoomy, with regards to my PlayStation 2 streaming mini-maps and such to Final Fantasy X idea that someone had in a magazine. I don't even know how true that is, honestly, in retrospect. That may have never been a plan. Could have been some shit they wrote. They just made up now that I think about it. Zoomy brings up that in Japan, they had the Super Famicom radio transmitter thing where you could play games as they were broadcast, like BS Zelda, for instance. Very true. You'd start, game A, game B, game C, and they'd have actual stuff like get broadcast over radio as you were playing, and it come through the game. It was wild, or through cable or something to that effect. And incidentally, there were online gaming services back in 1980. I forget the name of it, before the Mattel and Television. It was a cable TV based service where it would send the game data to a specialty cartridge that you had, or adapter you had in your system, and you could play games. Sega Channel a decade and a half before Sega Channel. And my little autistic self would sit there and watch the Sega Channel commercial as a fucking rule. I wanted that so fucking bad. And I'm so glad we didn't get it, because, oh man, that actually would have kind of sucked. On a side note, the Sega Channel ads that you see online, like on YouTube, are not the ones we had here. We had a completely different set. And maybe they've been uploaded. Maybe the ones we actually had locally. I don't know. But I never saw those. And I've never seen anywhere any samples of the ones that we had here. So I don't know what was up with the markets. But yeah.
Device nor knowledge nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. And Jehovah's Witnesses love this stuff. This is their proof text. that when you die, life's over. Idiot. It's Ecclesiastes. Anyway, so let's see. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding.
That was it. Satella View. Thank you, Rosina. It's been a while since I thought about it.
Yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to all. Sometimes really talented people don't get the break, and sometimes really idiot people do get a break.
Breath of Fire is a really kick-ass series. That was Capcom, wasn't it? With Ryu. They outdid themselves with that, quite honestly. Really doesn't get the respect it deserves. Very solid games.
For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net. The fish doesn't know. All of a sudden, net comes around, scoops them out, okay? And as the bird that are caught in a snare, they're just flying around trying to find a worm, and poof, they get caught. And so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. This wisdom have I seen under the sun, and it seemed great to me. There was a little city, and few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it, in the city, a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. There have been many times through history where one man or one small group of people do something really great. December 1905, often referred to the nickname the White Death, was a Finnish military sniper from Finland during winter war between Finland and the Russian Soviet Union. He is widely regarded as the deadliest sniper in history. This one guy...
He would be celebrating this, Kent. By the way, after you get done, I got something to remind you of, Mr. Hovind.
Killed 505 Soviet soldiers. The White Death. His bullet came out of nowhere. He would put snow in his mouth so they couldn't even see his breath. They cooled his breath down. He finally got shot in the face. He lived to be like 95 years old, but had real badly deformed face. Just Google him, okay? The White Death, World War II.
Oh, Kent. So you want to focus on that guy, probably because this was during that little conflict with Finland against the Soviet Union, during the early stages of World War II. But you're ignoring all the women snipers who kicked Nazi ass during the war. Some tough fucking women, but what do you expect? They're goddamned Soviets. Oh fuck, man! You won't bring that up because it's women, and it's Soviets killing the Nazis, and you can't have that because you can't have the people you think are identical fighting each other. That's just silly. Because for some reason, that's something everyone who wants to talk shit about communism, socialism, or the Soviet Union in and of itself, they always want to equate it to Hitler. When it's like, okay, how does that work when they were ideological adversaries? Due to horseshoe theory, they were both extremely authoritarian in different ways. The leaders, I should say, i.e. Hitler and his cronies versus Stalin and whoever he didn't send to Siberia or into the lakes. Airbrush him out of photos. Maybe that's why I relate to Stalin somehow, some way, deep down, because that's the attitude I have. When I cut somebody off, I want to airbrush them out of my history. That's how bad I am about that stuff. And food for thought. Never sent anybody to Siberia, though. Not yet, anyway. Where was I going? Oh, right. Yeah, Kent won't acknowledge that, and all the anti-logic bullshitters out there, like who populate a couple of my recent videos, and our friend Rochester has thoroughly given the what for in as far as straightening out their ideologies, or attempting to. It's not our fault they won't listen. They have no fucking clue what they're talking about ever.
These be the names of the mighty men which David had. David had some men in his army that were incredible. The Tachmonite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains, the same was Adino, the Esnite. He lifted up his spear against 800 whom he slew at one time. How'd you like to have a bodyguard that can kill 800 men with a spear by himself? I want that guy for my bodyguard. Nobody wants my body. Okay. After him was Eliezer, the son
me snort laughing over here, Ken. God damn it, it took it a second. And then it just became fucking funny. Goddamn right, no one wants your body, you ugly, wrinkled piece of shit. If one for the fact they're all just as dumb as you, I wouldn't be surprised if your kids weren't even yours. But sadly, they clearly are. Eric shows the IQ of someone who's the product of 18 generations of inbreeding.
Of Dodo, I changed my name, I think. One of the three mighty men with David, they defied the Philistines that were gathered together to battle, and the men of Israel were going away. Everybody else took off running.
Also, this man just suggesting that a character from the fucking Bible changed their name because of a bird that we hunted to extinction in the 1800s happened to carry the name, which probably was taken from this biblical character. So you kind of got a grandfather paradox going on here.
Rose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary and his hand clave to the sword.
Ah, yes, just like Hovind probably smoked off Clinton too, just like Trump smoked off Clinton and his hand was tired. Ayo.
Couldn't get his hand off the sword after the battle. I like that guy. The Lord wrought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him, only to spoil. And Abishai, after him, was...
And Viking Dad, I did think about them, but didn't bring it up. The Night Witches, holy fuck. So if you watch, there's footage out there of Russian soldiers in the Ukraine conflict it's sad that as a human, I empathize with the fact that they are clearly showing massive PTSD symptoms, hearing those a drone buzz nearby. You know, they've watched friends get blown up from that shit, lost allies, lost equipment, and they'll be hunkered over, hoping the thing doesn't spot them and just blow them, just blow up on them. And that kind of terror is exactly how a lot of German troops felt during the war, as this group of Soviet women pilots using obsolete ass planes would take out whole groups on crazy night raids. Just crazy skilled. Oh man, I wish I could tell the story better right now, but it's been a while since I've been refreshed on it. God, they were so fucking awesome though. I mean, let's be very clear on this. No minced words about it. World War II could not have been quote unquote won by or without the Soviet Union. Europe would have been too well defended. We would not have been able to make a strong attack on Fortress Europe. Presuming England had stayed, things had gone same way with the Battle of Britain and the like. There's no way with forces would add up that we could have reasonably made a decent attack. And that's ignoring Japan. That's its own factor there. Maybe that would have balanced stuff out if we weren't in conflict with Japan. I don't know. Then again, that was what brought us into the war, so I don't know. Maybe we have to count that in. But the sheer amount of damage done by the Soviet conflict, the Eastern Front, the losses that Nazi Germany experienced through that in every way possible directly contributed to us being able to create the Western Front and meeting in the middle, at least most of the way in the middle. We wouldn't have been able to do it without the Soviets. So, people like Kent, and granted his thing, his daddy supposedly fought in the Pacific, so his main thing is against them. They're Japanese, as he did the other day, talking about the Yamato and all that jazz. Because of course he would. For Veterans Day, where's I going with all this? He certainly would ignore that it was strictly because of the Soviets that we were ever able to do anything other than let Hitler have the vast majority of Europe.
Shammah, the son of his dad, okay? And the Philistines were gathered together in a troop. There was a piece of ground full of lentils, that's vegetables. And the people fled, but he stood in the midst of the ground. He's going to defend my Cabbage Patch. You ain't getting this, okay? And slew
Ew. That sounds disgusting. Fucking euphemisms, man.
the Philistines, and Lord wrought a great victory by himself. After him, there was Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah. Now, Zeruiah was King David's sister. King David's sister had Joab and Abishai, and I forget the other guy, Asahel. Okay, and they were his nephews. He was chief among three, and he lifted up his spear against 300 and slew them. That's a pretty good guy to have in your army. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of a pit in time of snow. And he slew an Egyptian, a goodly man, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand, but he went down to him with a staff. All he's got's a walking stick. And he plucked the spear out.
Yeah, let's not forget how blitzed the Nazis were during the Blitz. Which the Blitzkrieg wasn't actually explicitly a tactic, it just became a term applied during and after to represent the ferocity and efficiency with which the Wehrmacht made its moves in Europe. A lot of people forget that. The way we talk about it just becomes, kind of muddled. To me, it's the same thing as people not knowing what kamikaze actually means. Divine wind.
The Egyptian's hand and slew.
That the knowing what it means actually, and understanding the poetic language that is Japanese and the way the culture uses the language, thus giving it its poetic nature, it really puts it in perspective what was actually going on, like what their mentality was with this.
And with his own spear. See, well, sometimes one person can make a great difference. Maybe God's given you some particular talent. You can make a great difference in your city and your school. There's a guy going to come on our show maybe tomorrow if I can get it worked out. His daughter was answering the questions on the test. She gave the right answer. She said the textbook said blah, blah, blah. However, this is not true. And they gave her a 0 on the test. And he's going to come on and explain what happened and try to get some people to get that school board that allowed that should be fired, okay? Among all this people, there were...
Yeah, veterans shouldn't get hassled on Veterans Day, for Veterans Day. They kind of earn those days. It's weird for a country that's supposed to idolize our war heroes and is a very warlike culture or war-obsessed culture, even though the right wing acts like it's not. It's very weird that we don't do shit for our actual veterans. Just, I don't know. Some never made any sense to me. I may be the first one to bring this up. I'm not sure, but it seems a little weird to me. Obviously, that's sarcasm. But I'm trying not to get pissed off at this thought, honestly, because I'm trying not to lose my cool this time around, because I don't have the energy for it.
There were 700 chosen men left-handed. Everyone could sling stones at a hair's breadth and not miss. George Duckwitz, a German civil servant, secretly informed the Danish resistance about plans to deport the Danish Jews from Denmark, enabling the evacuation of nearly 10,000 people to Sweden, saving 99% of the Jewish population. One man. Hitler gave the order.
One man in a particular position. I wonder, was this man Duckwitz German diplomat? Okay, let's see. Served as an attaché for Nazi Germany. Was he part of the party, though? I don't need his status as righteous among the nations. I mean, that's good that he got that honor. But was he actually a Nazi? Okay, let's hit the good old Chat GPT, because why not? I know y'all are still on Hovind. I'm doing this on the back end. Bear with me. Because I want to say, was not a registered Nazi Party member. Okay, so I don't have to say the thing that I normally say in these contexts of the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. Because that's obviously my stance on stuff. And if you don't get it, it's a twofold thing in that Nazis deserve to die. That shouldn't be a controversial opinion, but look at the culture, where we're at today. And also referencing some of the registered Nazi Party members who actually were good people in one way or another for actions they took during the Holocaust, like, of course, the poster child for it, so to speak, Oskar Schindler. He is that meaning of only good Nazi is a dead Nazi when I reference him, since he passed away circa 75, I think. Yeah, he's been dead for 50 years. Or was it the 80s? Schindler. No, I don't want the film. I want the man. October 9th, 1974. In Hildesheim, Germany. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, two sides to every coin. In this case, two sides to every good Nazi is a dead Nazi line for me. Let's continue.
He disobeyed. Yeah, it's okay to disobey the order of a tyrant, an evil dictator like that.
Also, it wasn't him that was responsible for enacting this stuff. He just gave a little early warning.
Okay, you may get hung for it. Okay. The words of the wise men are heard in quiet, more than the.
And Kent, you say stuff like that, but how many illegal immigrants are you keeping at DAL on sanctuary grounds? Using that logic, since GBC is a church, and technically one could consider all of DAL a church, a person could claim sanctuary there, and we'd see how that goes. Not that it's, I don't know the legal status of this kind of stuff, but it seemed like a pretty symbolic gesture there. But you sure as hell ain't going to do that.
Cry of him that ruleth among fools. If you're a leader of a bunch of fools, I'm not impressed with your skill. Like these atheist groups, all a bunch of fools. Who's the leader of the atheist group? I don't care. You're all stupid.
No one. And from my experience, the people who seem to get more prominent, a lot of them are kind of shitty people. Easily misled, duplicitous at best, outright evil at worst in some cases. I'm going to go that far. Some of these people, I don't trust them at all anymore. I still haven't done the piece I want to on this because just hadn't had the energy for it.
But for believing that. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. There's a great story in the book of, let's see, we'll finish up Ecclesiastes for.
Hovind doesn't have time for the Bible. He's got other things to do, like watch his nightly animal porn.
Here we go. Back in the book of Joshua, chapter 6. God said, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing. Joshua leads them across, the Jordan River, miracle there. You can read all that in Joshua 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And God said, now this first city you come to, Jericho, everything in there belongs to me, God said.
And that's why he had the Rolling Stones killed.
I'll give you the spoil of all the rest of the cities, but this first one is for me. It's going to go for the tabernacle and then later the temple and for the priests. So don't take anything this belongs to God. And make a camp of Israel, lest you when you take of the accursed thing and make a camp of Israel.
Viking Dad, you're probably already gone by now, but hope you do get some rest, buddy. Catch you next time. Hopefully you'll come back and catch up on the end of the stream and hear me saying this.
A curse and trouble it. Don't do that. Don't take anything. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated to the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing for Achan, one guy, the son of Carmi.
That's not Achan. That's just Achan. Is he going to A-log for Christian again? Achan. Oh, fuck. I should use that as a username in Troll Kent. I am Achan. Achan.
The son of his dad, grandpa, great-grandpa, took of the accursed thing, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel. Then down in verse 5, the men of Ai, this little tiny town, smote of them 36 men.
Town of Ai? Could be IE, I don't know. In the original Japanese, that's I. It's actually the Japanese for love.
And chase them from before the gate, even unto some other place, and smote them in the going down, wherefore the hearts of the people melted. Down to verse 18. So they're trying to find out who did this. God said, hey,
ooh, Reinhard Heydrich, the single most evil person in history, if you ask me.
Hey, you got sin in the camp, get it out. So they go through tribe by tribe, man by man. Finally, he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was taken. And Joshua said,
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let me get this off the screen. Y'all see that shit? William Hackman here. The leader of atheism is Satan anyway. What the fuck? Y'all are fucking dumb.
Achan, my
Do
son,
you idiots listen to yourselves? You're fucking mental.
give, I pray thee, glory to the God of Israel, and make confession. And tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, I've sinned. This is what I've done. He said, when I saw, most theft starts that way. You see something that somebody's got and say, I want that. It happened to me here, haven't I, Joseph, just in the last couple of months. Oh, you got that. I think I'll take it. You know,
Sounds like a personal problem there, Ken. Also seems like a personal problem that happens to you an awful lot.
okay. When I saw among the spoils of goodly Babylonish garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold, 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them and took them. And behold, they're hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So Joshua sent the messengers, and they ran and found it. And you can read the story for yourself. 36 innocent men died. 36 widows were created. Who knows how many kids now are fatherless because one man wanted some silver and gold that somebody else had. Look, if you want some silver and gold, go buy your own. First you got to get out of bed. That's the hard part. Then you
No, Kent. They're dead. I wasn't paying attention to the story, but I think they're dead because of an inept police force. In simple terms.
get up, and then you get a job. Okay, then you save your money. That's the other hard part. Then you buy whatever you want,
Just don't pay your taxes. That's a great way to save money. Ask me how.
but don't steal.
Yeah, come up with a bullshit lie like some magical man needs your in the sky needs your money and just get people to give it to you.
My sin affects other people and God. I don't know who this New Testament Baptist church is, but it was a really good article they did that. So anyway, wisdom's better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. Hovind theory. One good man dedicated to the Lord and spreading the gospel can help millions. D.L. Moody.
Hey, bro tip. Last I checked, there was no mention that the guy you brought up earlier or Schindler did what they did for religious reasons. It seems like it was just the right thing to do from the innate morality that people tend to have, which is seems to exist in spite of theological beliefs. Except, ironically, seems to lessen with evangelical Christianity.
Great preacher, Moody Bible Institute in Chicago, in the late 1800s. He said, the world has yet to see what God can do with a man fully consecrated to him. Moody, I forget who it was that heard that message, said, I'd like to try to be that man. I heard this many years ago. I said, Lord, I'd like to be that man. I'd like to be fully consecrated. You can have me. Whatever talents, whatever.
Yeah, but instead, you got fully constipated because you are so full of shit, Hovind. Oh God, there's the thumbnail right there. That look on his face, like. Ugh.
Money, whatever strength I've got, you can have it. I'm going to wear out for the Lord. You do whatever you want with your life.
I'm gonna wear my ass out for the Lord. Here we go. Where you think we're gonna see Susan's little dash?
What on earth are you doing, for heaven's sake? I'd like to challenge you this morning. Look at your life. Are you that one man that can make
Hailing Satan, I don't know.
a difference in your family, in your community, in your school, in your city, maybe in the world? I don't know. Do what you want. Let's pray.
Oh no, will you and the CIA and stuff run a campaign to smear my identity and eventually assassinate me? Like you've done everyone else trying to change the world? You fuckers.
Lord, thank you for this amazing book.
Blah,
You've given
blah,
us, Lord. Thank you for all
blah,
the people that
blah,
have
blah,
died to preserve it for
blah.
us to have it.
What a load of
Help us
fucking
to read it and
shit.
heed it now, Lord. I pray that this message will drive deep into somebody's heart. And
I pray this message will find you right up in the ass and go right in there and shove the finger up hard and massage the prostate, because I'm Ken Hovind, and that's the only way I can get off anymore.
Get them busy
Hovind.
on the real battle.
Talking to my imaginary sky friend while I dream about
mommy
mommy and daddy cuddling me.
to you.
I'm Ken Hovind, and I'm a
Father,
stupid
please.
fucking moron. Oh no.
Convict
At that
them,
point, I'm just
get 'em
fucking
right with you, get 'em
Simpsons
back in the
jokes.
battlefield.
I'm a big moron with an ugly butt. Big Bud Hovind. There we go. Or the weather balloon.
Now, in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, any comments or questions, Joseph, before we go?
Yeah, you suck.
Good. Okay, thank you so much. See you tomorrow night, Ecclesiastes chapter 10.
Boo. He just keeps on talking. There we go. All right, that's done. Hooray. We're done with motherfucking Hovind. Congratulations, everyone. We are caught up with Hovind for the week. Although this is the beginning of the week, I also consider it the end of the week in practice because, tomorrow's Monday. In 12 hours, my ass will be clocking in at work. Beautiful. Need to eat dinner. Plenty of Wehrmacht officers had what creeps in the SS called the pet Jew. Simple friendship can override ideology, rendering the total depravity arguments from clowns like this really shaky. This is true. That was actually a big problem with the Nazis, is that they would end up growing attached. And sometimes in the exact ways you would think. Some would just, when time came to get rid of them, get rid of them. Others, it became more complicated. That's kind of Schindler's thing. He grew attached to his group and tried to get as many as he could in there because we're part of the war effort. I need these people. These are these are my Jews. Schindler. Tenchi Muyo. Tenchi Muyo was pretty wild. I love the laughable censorship of the hot spring scenes in the U.S. Domestic thing. Yeah, reality's never as black or white as they make it go. As people like Hovind want to make it be. Oh man. Someone tore up a Ryo-Oki plushie? That sucks. Everyone's favorite Cabot. It's Tenchi Muyo, Ryo-Oki, Tenchi Muyo, Tenchi Universe, Shin Tenchi Muyo in Tokyo, plus a couple of spin-offs. Got a Ryo-Oki plush still. Ryoko, Ayeka, and Washu. Man, this is taking me back. Mihoshi. Who doesn't love Mihoshi? I have there was a place in Memphis that I think has effectively closed now. I think the owner has finally effectively retired. Called Animax, and they had a statue of Koran Lee from Sakura Wars there for like forever. And I had seen this thing when I was like a teenager and just barely knew about Sakura Tyson, the Sakura Wars franchise, and years later I'd go. This was like 11, 12 years ago, and I'd go to Animax and see it still there, the same figure from the fucking 90s, late 90s. And I'm like, I'm buying it. And I still have it somewhere. Man. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to watch this evening. I'll figure out something. And oh yeah, bringing up Sakura Wars, that's another thing where the music gives me strong feels. Absolutely adore the breadth of the opening theme, you could call it. So even the Sakura Wars 2 and 3 era, or 3 and 4 era, no, 2 and 3, plus the original composition, and then Sakura Wars 4, they had the compiled version for it with the guy character, the one you're technically supposed to be in the first game. And I guess as the series progressed for a range. Yeah, fuck. It's sad to say when I love Sakura Wars as much and I can't remember character names and stuff, but it all becomes a blur. I'm fucking 40. I'm losing my mind here. Having a Sakura Wars DVD set that was scented like cherry blossoms. Wow. Nice. Slayer's Evolution R, first DVD set. Geki. Teikoku Kagekidan. One of the best anime ops, totally. I always have trouble pronouncing it, and I still don't know if I get it right. Sometimes I stutter a bit in my Japanese. But God, I could talk anime for a while, but I really need to go get something that resembles dinner. Alright, that's the end of that. As always, y'all are fucking awesome. I will catch everyone next time. I want to post more anime stuff and the like. Discord, down below. Y'all know it. There's a space for it. It's called wherever the hell you want.